Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we are taking a deep dive into Beefy. It's one of the top yield optimizers in DeFi, and we're going to show you exactly how to use it to turn your stablecoins into a serious passive income stream. We'll cover everything from the core concepts all the way to a step-by-step guide using your Tangem wallet. Let's get into it.
So here's what's on deck today. First, we'll break down what Beefy actually is. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how it works and the risks involved. After that, we'll show you how to find the safest vaults, walk you through a hands-on guide with your Tangem wallet, and finally, make sure you know how to track your investment.
All right, let's jump right in. First things first, what in the world is a yield optimizer, and how did Beefy become such a major player in this space?
So at its core, Beefy is what we call a yield optimizer. And honestly, this is a game changer. Imagine trying to do this stuff yourself. You'd have to constantly claim your rewards, swap them, redeposit them, and pay gas fees every single time. It would be a full-time job. Beefy just does all of that for you. It automates the entire process, reinvest in your earnings over and over, multiple times a day. That's auto-compounding, and it's how you get those really impressive APYs.
So, what's the secret sauce? How do they do it? Well, it all comes down to gas fees. If you're compounding this often by yourself, the fees would eat up all your profits. But Beefy is clever. It pools everyone's money together in a vault and does these transactions in huge batches. By socializing or sharing the gas costs among thousands of users, it makes compounding like crazy not just possible, but super efficient and profitable for you. Okay, so let's peek under the hood a bit. It's really important to understand how this thing is built, because that's where you'll see its biggest strengths and also the risks you absolutely need to be aware of.
You know, Beefy's design is actually pretty smart when it comes to security. It's layered. There's the vault contract that's the front door you use to deposit and withdraw your funds. But all the complicated, brainy work, the actual yield-generating strategies, happens in a totally separate strategy contract. Think of it like a firewall. It keeps the complex, potentially riskier code separate from the main vault holding everyone's money. It's a fantastic safety feature.
Right, so when you deposit, you get a receipt. It's a token called a Mu token. Now this is a crucial point, so listen up. The number of Mu tokens in your wallet will never change. What does change is their value. Each Mu token becomes worth more and more of your original coin, say USDC, as the vault compounds your earnings. So your slice of the pie stays the same size, but the pie itself is constantly getting bigger. All right, let's do a quick SWOT analysis. On the strength side, you've got that killer auto-compounding engine and a serious focus on security. Plus, their governance token, Beefy, is incredibly rare. Only 80,000 exist in total. That's a huge plus for its tokenomics. But on the weaknesses side, Beefy's success is really tied to how the rest of the DeFi market is doing. And the Beefy token itself, well, it has low liquidity and it doesn't have that flashy speculative story that projects in AI or gaming have right now. Look, anytime you're in DeFi, there is risk. It's just part of the game. With Beefy, you're really looking at three main layers of it. First, there's asset risk. What if the stablecoin you deposited, like USDC, loses its peg? It happens. Second, you've got smart contract risk. A bug in Beefy's code, or even in the code of the platform they use, like Aave, could be exploited. And finally, there's strategy risk. The actual method they're using to make money could go wrong, especially if it's a complex one with leverage.
Okay, so now that we're clear-eyed about the risks, let's build a framework to navigate them. This isn't about chasing some crazy triple-digit APY that's probably going to blow up. Nope, this is about finding safe, sustainable, and reliable yield for our stablecoins. So here it is. This is your personal checklist for vetting any Beefy vault. We want simple strategies like single-asset lending. We're only going to use blue-chip protocols, the big names like Aave with over $1 billion locked up. We need to see that the yield is coming from real activity like lending fees, not from some temporary inflationary token. And finally, we only want vaults that already have at least $1 million in them. That shows us other people trust it too.
So if we actually apply that checklist, a clear winner pops right out. We're looking at single asset USDC lending. By using a single asset, we completely dodge the risk of impermanent loss, which is a whole other headache. We're going to use a top-tier, battle-tested protocol like Aave version 3, and we'll do it on a low-fee network like Arbitrum or Base to make sure we keep as much of our profit as possible.
All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and actually put some capital to work. I'm going to walk you through the entire process, step by step, showing you how to deposit into a Beefy vault using your Tangem hardware wallet. Okay, first things first, just 3 quick steps to get started. Step 1, open up your Tangem app and use Wallet Connect to securely link up with the Beefy website. Step 2, double check that your wallet is on the right network. We're using Arbitrum for this example. And step 3, on the Beefy site, use their filters to find the exact Aave v3 USDC vault we just talked about.
Now this part is super important for anyone new to DeFi. Depositing is always a two-step dance. The first transaction is called approve. This is where you're just giving the Beefy smart contract permission to touch your USDC. Then the second transaction is the actual deposit, where you send the money. Once you see that success message pop up, that's it. You're in. Your money is officially working for you.
Okay, so your money's in the vault, it's earning yield, everything's great. But, and this is a big but, this next part is where almost every beginner gets confused, or, to be honest, a little bit panicked.
The second after you hit deposit, you're going to open your Tangem wallet, look at your balance, and your USDC is gone. Your balance says 0. I know your heart probably just skipped a beat, but take a deep breath. It's totally fine. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Your funds are safe. They've just been converted.
So what happened? You basically just swapped your USDC for that digital receipt we talked about, the MU token. And I love this analogy. Think of that MU token as the deed to your own personal treasure chest inside Beefy. The number of deeds you have won't ever change, but the amount of gold inside that chest, which is your original deposit plus all the yield, is growing every single minute of every single day.
Okay, so how do you get this magical deed to actually show up in your wallet? You need its unique address. And here is the pro tip that saves everyone a massive headache. The MU token's address is simply the main Beefy Vault contract address. That's it. Just go back to the Vaults page on Beefy, find that contract address, and copy it to your clipboard.
With that address copied, just pop back over to your Tangem app. You're going to go to Manage Tokens, hit that little plus button to add a new one, and make sure you select the right network, Arbitrum in this case. Paste the address you copied, and all the details should fill in automatically. Hit Add Token, scan your card to confirm, and boom! Just like that, your interest-bearing MU token will appear right there in your wallet.
And if you want to take your tracking to the next level, see everything in one place, you'll want to use a portfolio tracker. The pros use dashboards like DBank or Zapper. You just plug in your wallet address, and it gives you this beautiful, holistic view of every single investment you have across all of DeFi, not just your Beefy stuff.
All right, let's bring it all home. We covered a lot of ground, so let's just recap the absolute most important points you need to remember to be successful with this.
So here's the bottom line. Number 1, Beefy automates everything for you. It's your set-it-and-forget-it yield engine. 2, use that due diligence checklist every time. Stick to the safe blue-chip vaults. 3, remember the two-step dance. Depositing always takes an approve and then a deposit transaction. And finally, number 4, your investment is the MU token. Add its contract address to your wallet so you can see it and track it.
By following this process, you've done something pretty incredible. You haven't just moved some crypto around, you have transformed an idle asset, one that was just sitting there doing nothing, into a productive machine that is working for you 24/7. This is the real magic of DeFi, right here. So I'll leave you with a question to think about. Now that you have this power, how will you reevaluate the entire role of passive income in your wealth-building strategy?